ladies and gents, and welcome to Coffee and a Card, which is my Monday series. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to do a card using the Bella and Friends. I've had this stamp set quite a while, and you know what, I've never really done a right lot with it, and I absolutely love it. And I picked it because of the two little dogs, which are very similar to my little doggies, Benji and Chip, who are very, very naughty, honestly. And so I had a play with it over the weekend, and I came up with this lovely card front. I haven't attached it to a card base, I just did the card front, but I'm going to recreate this for you today. And I've used some colouring in techniques. My husband caught me and he went, "Oh, working hard, I see, colouring in." So just like to get my ruler and measure. I've used these die cuts for the oval shapes, and I've used a plain one for the stamped image and then a scalloped one for the outside. And this is from the Layering Ovals set, and you get quite a few dies there, and obviously you're getting two sets of oval shapes and two sets of scallops. So ooh, that one's stuck on there, goes that way, does it, or is it on that one? That one, I think. So the scalloped one that I'm using is the 3.5, well, it cuts to 3.5 inches, and the plain one cuts to 3. So you've just got a nice small increment there. I have already pre-cut them, so that's what we end up with. And I'm using Whisper White cardstock, and my colour that I'm using is Emerald Envy, which then coordinates with this lovely DSP that I'm using from the In Colours range. And you get a big pad of lots and lots of sheets for not a lot of money. I think it's £20 for a great big pad, and you get all the different In Colours in it. Right, so without further ado, let's get started. It might be a long video, you'll have to bear with me. So I've cut my card base, as is usual for Coffee and a Card, 11 inch by 4 inch, scored it at 5.5, that's our base, okay? And then I've got my layers, as per normal, we always cut at 1/4 inch increment. So it's really, I do that so that it's easy for you ladies to follow along. So that makes this one 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use fuse, and I'm going to get the not fuse, snail, and I'm going to get these layers on and out the way. My snail's been a bit naughty, don't know why it's doing that. What are you being naughty for? Maybe as it's running out. So I'm just going to layer these up. I think my snail must be running out, that's why it's been stringy. Put that on there like that. And then this one I'm going to use tear tape because it's cardstock. So let's get that lined up really, really quickly. Get that all the layering done, and then we can get on with our colouring in. Which you really must do. You really must try, because it is really therapeutic, and it's really nice. I sat and coloured this one last night whilst I was watching a bit of YouTube, and it's really, really therapeutic and really, really nice. I've done a bit of inking on there as well, which I like to do with my sponges, so I'll show you that. I'm just going to layer this up on here. Let me move that out of the way. About there. I do always do this by ISO. Sometimes it's not perfect, but we don't need utter perfection all the time. Obviously, you know, you want it to be as nice as you can get it, but... And then I've cut a strip of the same paper line that I've backed it on, and it's just an offcut, and it's 1 inch by the width of your panel, which here is 5 inches, should be, yes. So 1 inch by 5 inch strip, and it just ties it all together. And then I'm going to go more or less, I'm just going to eyeball it looking for the middle. I'm not going to measure it. If you really want to be really good and really precise, you could measure it and make yourself a little pencil mark. Right, so that's my card base ready now, and I'm having it open in that way. So we can put that to one side and get on with our stamping. So, Bella and Friends, I've chosen this one with the turtle. It goes on the long block. I'm just going to make sure that's straight, don't look awfully straight. Let's have a look. Line it up on my grid mat, if you can see me, and then I can see if my stamp is straight. So there we go, that's lined up. And I'm going to use Memento, because the reason being, Memento or stays on even, because I want to colour and I'm going to use my blender pen, so don't want all the colours to sort of bleed into each other. So we want to use this Memento. The stays on is even better, but I try and be careful using my stays on, because they do say it's not brilliant for your stamps, you know. But I suppose if you've got the proper cleaner and you get it off straight away, it'll be fine. And stays on, it dries quicker, and your pen certainly won't run using that. But I'm using Memento because I don't have stays on cleaner and don't want to wreck my stamps. Excuse me. Right, I'm just going to get my mat straight. I'm going to just layer up my oval here. Excuse me, I've still got this tail end of this horrible tickler cough, and I'm just going to aim for the centre. Yeah. Let me just turn over because I just touched it then when I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Let me do it again. Okay, so commit and stamp. And there we go, we've got a nice clear image. So, off we go. Now, as we can see here, I've used my Stampin' Up pens. Here they are, many marvellous markers. You've got a massive variety of pens there. And I'm going to use, what am I going to use? Start off with, oh, my arm's in shot, how rude. I've got my blender pen there. I'm going to start off with the, what colours I can't remember what colours are blooming used now. I'm going to use this light colour here. And this darker colour here. I'll start off with the turtle. So I'm going to use Garden Green. And then I'm going with a lighter colour on the inside, which is Wild Wasabi. Okay, now your pens have got double ends there, like so. I'm going to use the smaller end for more precision colouring. Just colour them in. Okay. Like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off some of this colouring, and then when I get onto the dog and I use my blender pen, I'll come back and show you what I'm doing. Right, so I'm back. So I have coloured in the turtle or tortoise, and I've also coloured in the little dog. I've just done the grass, just where the lines are, with Garden Green, and I've coloured the doggy in with Crumb Cake. Now I'm going to go just a shade lighter. If you look, just a shade lighter, I'm going to go with Soft Suede, and I'm going to just gently just go around the hairy bits, you know, where his hair's a bit spiky, and just very gently brush it on. Okay, I'm not doing no major, you know, I'm not a colouring expert. I'm not gonna go with 3 different colours and whatever. I'm just showing you really quickly. I'm just going around the contour of the dog where the hairy bits, you know, where there's an emphasis on his fur, like so. Okay, and then I'll just gently colour in his collar, that little bit dark, and I'm just going to leave his heart like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my blender pen and I'm just going to gently just pull them colours in together like so, and it does just gently blends it. Just go over it, just colour over, and it will just gently blend it in so it doesn't look like a harsh edge. And it just pulls the fluid in the pen, just pulls the ink so that it all sort of blends. And it's as technical as it gets, it blends, okay? And okay. And then you just go like that on a clean piece of paper and your blender pen will get itself clean. Okay, so there we go. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you again with the where I've gone over the grass. This is garden green. So if you just wet where you've coloured, and then just get that colour and just drag it about. You can drag it about, and it gives a soft feel and a soft edge to your colouring, and just sort of blends it and makes it look a little bit, well, softer and blended. I don't know the technical terms, but it works, okay? It works. It's as simple as that. And you don't have to be no massive, you know, Tony Hart. We all used to watch Tony Hart when we were kids, doing his art. You don't need to be a fantastic artist to make it look really, really cool. I'm just going to go in with a tad bit, just a tad more of this garden green. I'm just going to dot it about, and then I'm going to drag it in with my blender pen. That's it. Yeah, and it just fills in that. Don't know why I wanted to tap it then, I just did. It's just a little bit of paper pulp there. And just keep playing with it and keep adding colours until you're happy with it, okay? I'm not no massive artist, so I'm not going to sit there thinking that I'm, you know, some Copics queen or Spectrum Noir professional, because I'm not. Right, Emerald Envy, and this is how I've finished off the whole look. I've got my sponge like so, I'm dabbing it on. Now this is quite a bold colour, so you need to do it a little bit at a time. So I've dabbed it on my mat, and I'm starting over here to smooth out the colour so it's not so harsh, and then I'm going on the edge, and I'm doing it carefully, a bit at a time with this one, because it is quite a deep colour, quite a bold colour, and I don't want it to overtake. I want it to still look soft. Okay. This is quite a long process, this video. I am sorry. Normally my coffee and the cards are quite quick, but I just wanted to do a bit of colouring. So again, just keep adding on. Give yourself a really lovely defined outline. And then if you just keep going up like that, you're like making, you're adding to the grassy colour. It's as technical as I can get. I'm not right good at this, am I? I'm not right good at it. I need to learn some more descriptive words, I think. But I'm blending it into the grassy area. Okay, so we're starting with dark at the bottom, and then it's going up lighter. I'll just go around here and make this a bit more soft. And I'm not even adding any more ink, I'm using what's on the mat. And I'm happy with that now. That's done. So I'm going to move that garden green out of the way. I'm not going to mess about with it, because sometimes you can just, like anything else, you can overdo it and spoil it. Okay, and then I've got my little oval there. Now, I think, did I put it on? I think I will put it on dimensionals. Why not? Just gives a bit more prominence. Turn that over. And because it's quite a wide shape, I'm going to use quite a few. Peel those off for there. I'm going to start on my Christmas cards now. That's it. I'm going to make all my own Christmas cards this year. I've been saying it for the past, I don't know how many years, but this year I'm going to do it. I've no excuse. I've got all of the tools and all of the stuff that I need. Right, I'm just layering this carefully inside my other oval, like so. Just gently press that down. And then I'm going to just use tear tape, I think, is the easiest option. I've fallen out with Fast Fuse. I'm not its friend at the moment, hence I'm using tear tape a lot. Until me and Fast Fuse start to get along and get a mutual understanding, I aren't using it. It needs to understand that I've got needs and I can't be doing with messing about. And I just can't seem to get the hang of it at the moment. So I'm not using, I do use it, but I don't use it on film. Because sometimes I get a bit annoyed and I talk to it and I tell it off like a nutter. Right, I'm placing this in the middle now, like so. And there we're done. I just need to make sure I don't get ink on my white bits. Right, now, where's my sentiment? Here we go. This is out of the Bella and Friends, and it just simply says, just for you. It's this one. Now, oh, same, I've got low battery on my camera. Let me just plug you in. Let me plug you in before it dies. Dear me. Where's the button? There we go. We thought that would be a disaster. Sorry, but you know, I'd edit that bit out if I knew how to. Alright. Where am I? What's my name and where do I come from? Crumb cake. I'm doing my sentiment in crumb cake. So, make sure I've got the sentiment the right way around. And I'm just going to practice on my pad to make sure that it's straight. And I'm happy with that. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp it in the bottom right hand corner. And it's going to stamp nicely and not wreck my card so that I have to start the film all over again. Yay! There you go, ladies. And I just think that makes a lovely card. That one's slightly different. I think my shades of my white card are different there. I don't know why. That one looks creamier. But there you go. How wonderful is that? Beautiful. And I just love colouring with the Stampin' Up markers. They're brilliant. So get those if you get chance. Christmas is coming up. Ask Santa if you've been good. And get the blender pens as well, because they're brilliant. And you can also use the blender pens. Don't forget, what you can do with the blender pens as well is use the inks that you've got. Squish, squish. This is another way of using the blender pens. Put the ink on there and use it to colour. Okay? And then just keep going like that and the pen will sort of self-clean. So you can go on to another colour. Okay, so if you've got lots of inks, get the blender pens. Great fun. If you haven't got lots of inks, get the Many Marvellous markers so that you've got one of every colour. Give it a try. Bella and Friends. Thanks for your patience if you've watched it all the way through, and bye for now.